Hey everyone, welcome back to Roll for Fun. On our last Tuesday, at least for the foreseeable future, since we're going to Fridays this weekend. Let's see, hope everybody's been really good. I hope you've been happy and healthy, and you've had a great past week. Glad to see you again here. Let's see, stuff to cover. So the schedule, right? We just released a new schedule this week. Sunday nights we have Ember with Fantasy Crafts. We had the second one, the first really announced one last Sunday. It was a lot of fun. We had a good time. I had a good time. So thank everybody who came and played with us for that. And you can check that out every Sunday night, 8 to 10 p.m., right?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Correct.
I'm making sure. A little bit foggy. Tonight is obviously a live campaign, and we're going to be switching this over to Friday starting in 2 or 3 days, so we'll see y'all Friday night as well. And it'll be Friday night every week after this. And then, of course, tomorrow night, I'm going to be doing my first little world building DM stream type thing. I'm playing with a whole bunch of different software to build maps and NPCs and stuff, so come hang out and chat. It's going to be really relaxed. We can talk about whatever. It doesn't have to be DM related, but that's kind of the focus. So, and that's going to be 9 to 11 p.m. Central Time. So really looking forward to that. While you're hanging out with us tonight, having fun, taking care of yourself, talking with each other, be sure to check out all the links below for either the other Roll for Fun stuff we have, website, Twitter, YouTube. We're kind of sprouted in a bunch of different places for a bunch of different reasons because they all have their own strengths. So it'd be a great way to support the show for free if you just put a little bit of time in checking those out. Subscribe on YouTube, especially bringing your friends. Bringing your friends is awesome because then we get to have more fun with more people and share the story and spread the love, and that's really what it's all about. So invite your friends, bring them along. We'd love to see them in chat and hang out with y'all in Discord. It'd be amazing. Try and go down to visit Devin Knight and Porzio Art if you haven't done that yet. Devin Knight does all our awesome tokens, and Porzio Art did the amazing character portraits you see on screen here. So go give them some love. They always were and are great to work with, and they deserve it. So tell them we sent you and check out what they've got to go. Always remember, when we're playing here, we're using Fantasy Grounds Virtual Tabletop. It's early access, can be buggy. It's not a complete product. That's a disclaimer. Got to put that out there because we're using it in early access and streaming it for everybody, so there may be some glitches. We're going to power through those. Also, we don't know if it's either the video software or maybe my internet connection, because I've been having some issues lately. I had a tech out today for it, but we've had a little bit of funny stuff going on with the webcams tonight when we were getting all spooled up. That's why we're a little bit late, so we apologize in advance for any technical difficulties that may happen. But again, we're going to power through and have a great session with all of you. So thank you for coming, and strap in so we can play some D&D. All right, so let's get started. The last time we were together, brave heroes of the prophecy, all of you amazing people, Lycus, Ina, Euron, and Syaanis, have started making progress towards completing your 3 great labors. The great labors, the Oracle told you must complete to prepare yourselves to sail the seas and face the Titans Sydon and Lutheria and prevent the impending doom of all Thylea. You've already completed 1 great labor, which is drinking from the horn of Valmitria, and you are well on your way pursuing your 2nd great labor, which is to relight the fires of the Mithril Forge. After leaving Astoria, you traveled along an old trade road towards the Great Falls of Arcanum, where the Mithril Forge is located. Along the way, some storm clouds rolled in, and Commander Gaius made an appearance on his silver dragon. In a show of dramatic flair, he chucked a javelin of lightning at the ground, causing a lightning bolt to strike a few hundred feet away from you, and then 4 aggressive, violent centaur charged your group. You did not come out unscathed, but you were successful defeating the centaur and finished your journey to the Great Falls of Arcanum. Upon arriving, it was late in the evening, early at night, you looked out upon the beautiful lake in front of you, where the Great Falls of Arcanum plummet into the ground before continuing their journey southward to eventually pass Astoria. Around the lake are the giant hands of Kentamane, as they're known, these massive, monolithic stone hands that jut up out of the ground for dozens, if not sometimes hundreds of feet. You saw a group of centaur that you did not recognize on the edge of the lake, fishing and bathing and just kind of going about life. They didn't seem aggressive, they didn't even seem armed. But choosing discretion, you stepped away from the rocky promontory overlooking the lake, overlooking the beautiful Great Falls of Arcanum, to rest for the night before continuing your journey in the morning. While you were resting at various points in your watch, I believe it was I know it was Euron and Syaanis, you heard some type of conflict down at the water's edge, which you surmised to be the centaur engaging in some type of struggle with a creature or other individuals. And then later in the night, you saw the same group of centaur traveling off in the distance, a little bit further away from the lake, before seeming to disappear behind an outcropping of rocks standing there on the plains. A brief flare of light, which then subsided, and the rest of the night passed uneventfully. So that's where we're going to pick up. You have all gotten your long rest. Make sure that you take the time to do any spells or any other type of daily preparations. And as the sun rises over the east in the land of Thylea, the scene is yours. What would you like to do?
Muted, my dude.
Whatever, man. Oh, that was a wonderful nap. Is the sun's up? Is it my watch?
Yeah, you had last, my guy.
Sweet breakfast watch. Watch me cook breakfast.
Oh,
I
man.
immediately begin stashing some pans, or pulling some pans and getting my breakfast on.
I'm gonna wait for everyone to wake up before I start talking about what I saw last night.
Oh, I'm up. I'll be up.
I'm up.
Okay.
And if there is any nearby tree, Euro's gonna just sort of try and do a bit of a quick morning warm-up, because she expects to get into a fight of some kind. Basically, she's gonna try doing chin-ups on a fucking tree.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of trees. They're pretty sparse, but you could totally find one pretty nearby. You go over there.
Branches just be like, okay, this one won't break, okay.
You got it.
I was like, chin ups? Would you like some flank steak?
Where on earth did you get flank steak?
We're just calling it that. And if you tell yourself it's flank steak while you're eating it, it tastes amazing. It tastes a lot better with wine.
You could just use the horn. You know that, right?
The what? Huh?
Young drops down from the tree. Bag. Pulls out the horn of Valmitria.
Uh-huh.
Would you like for food for the rest of the day?
It is way too early to get this drunk. At least another hour is required before I get this drunk. Thank you, but we'll party another time. Danger is near.
You saw what the food thing with this.
But
you did see that.
The what? Yeah, alcohol. The horn. Alcohol. Liquid bread. Liquid grapes.
This is me genuinely. Do you remember what I'm talking about, or?
No. What are you talking about?
There yesterday Euron used a ritual with the horn that basically made a day's worth of food appear on the table in the tavern.
That was you?
Yes, that was me.
I thought the chef made that. I didn't think there was any way good food and you would be correlated. That's amazing.
Well,
you do surprise me.
there's not
Absolutely.
So much meat.
I immediately throw the food out of the pan. Spread me.
For the record, I'm not a good cook, so don't ever ask me to actually cook something. All right.
I will definitely not do so.
All right. And Mirael, and out comes the spread.
Once again, ethereal fog, food, drink appears, a beautiful breakfast before you.
How is it possible that I missed this wonderful delight?
I think you may have still be recovering. You are hungover and recovering from me having blast screamed the pan flute into your ear.
To be fair, that's about a normal day with you people. So.
Come on, you love it.
And I'm just stuffing grapes and random. I absolutely do love it. Absolutely. Grape? And I hold out a handful of mashed grapes.
Euron just tips his hand back into his mouth.
Never go to war on an empty stomach. Ina? Love?
I'm at the table, just eating.
Oh. Try the cheese.
I'll try the cheese.
So, Syaanis, did you hear anything else last night?
I didn't really hear anything, but I did see something.
Oh, fun.
What are we talking about?
On my watch, I heard some kind of commotion down by the lake. It sounded like the centaur down there were fighting something, or had a scuffle with something, and it was over very quickly. And,
did you go see what it was?
I didn't. Did you, Syaanis?
I didn't go investigate, but I did see a couple of the centaurs that were down there kind of go across the way, and it looked like they were trying to hide from something. So we might want to go maybe have a look at that.
I'm sorry, if they were trying to hide from something, should we not avoid the area?
At the very least, I'd like to look to find out what it was, so that we know what to avoid.
And if it's a big scary dragon that eats you on sight, you still want to see it?
Well, being eaten by a dragon would be a goddamn good way to go, all things said. I'd rather not die. I'd really rather not die, but you can't deny that would be an interesting story.
Can't agree.
So I don't think it's a dragon. If I remember the journals that I looked after the library correctly, there's some kind of lizard people that live around here. Probably them.
Well, yeah, after breakfast. And then we'll carry some along for later.
Good.
How much longer do you need to eat breakfast?
Ooh. I mean, if you're in a rush, another hour.
Okay. You want to be sitting ducks for another hour when something potentially dangerous is, around our area?
I have you.
Pack it up.
I'm moving. Start slamming this stuff in my backpack. It's probably gonna disappear in a minute, but it's whatever.
Euron grabs a chunk of it for herself, kind of wraps it up, shoves it in her bag, and she's got a bun and in her teeth. And some of the snakes are popping down, trying to tear off chunks.
Start filling Ina's saddlebags, backpack, whatever. Okay.
Does Ina have saddlebag?
Actually, yeah, I was gonna ask.
Do I?
I think it's literally just a backpack.
It's a backpack. I see what you did there, you son of a...
Euron, where is well, I guess you didn't see Syaanis. Where did you see the centaurs?
Over yonder.
Okay, I look out over yonder. Do I see anything or sense anything?
Give me a perception check, please.
A lack of centaurs. That's what you said.
You see grass. Grass
There's a
and
suspicious
blue
lack of
sky.
anything here.
Fog.
17.
17. Okay. Glancing that direction, you see several large stones jutting out of the ground, kind of conglomerated together. You don't see anything from this distance, no movement. They mentioned, I don't know if they mentioned the fire or not, but you don't see any smoke or anything else. But this is a relatively large group of rocks. So there could be a dozen, 2 dozen centaur-sized individuals there, and you'd not be able to see them from this distance and this angle.
I feel like this is the perfect position for a whole band of orcs to just pop out in front of you without ever knowing they were there. Very scary.
I'd like to leave the cops area where we are and investigate further.
This is me out of sheer morbid curiosity. The hands, have they moved at all?
From where you're at, since y'all stepped back from the promontory, you can't see from here. If you want to go over to the edge and look,
Yeah, I'd like
that's
to go to
fine.
the edge and look.
Yeah, no, they haven't moved. They haven't moved. And yeah, Ina, you can start walking that way. Anybody that wants to go with Ina is fine.
I will follow Ina.
Same.
I'll bring up the rear.
Alright. So this is a few
I'm not
hundred...
looking.
is a few hundred feet away as you're walking across. Getting relatively close, say 40 to 50 feet away or so, you do start to hear murmurings,
Okay.
people talking. They don't seem to be in particularly hushed tones, but you hear a little bit of a commotion as though things are being moved around, like sticks and kind of dull, clothy type sounds.
Okay. I'll raise my hand to motion everyone to stop, and ask Syaanis to go sneak around, since he's the quietest of us all, and see if he's willing to go investigate.
Yeah, sure. Let me go peek behind that tree.
Okay, stealth check, please. And it's stone, but that's fine. I knew what you meant.
Whatever.
A stone tree.
There are now stone trees.
petrified
Congratulations.
Ooh.
There are petrified trees.
Anyway, I rolled a 14.
14. Okay. You stealthily approach. The voices get louder and louder. They're speaking in a language that... it's kind of like common, but they have some dialecty type words and slang words in there, maybe. Something like that. You're catching like every other word. They seem to be packing up, talking about getting things together to depart. As you go across around the stone, kind of catching a shadow a little bit, you look over. You see approximately 16 centaur packing up what appear to be some type of bedrolls and a lean-to type cloth shelter. And there was a very small center area to this camp that had a very, very small fire, which is probably the flare that you saw the previous night that they only had going for a few minutes. There's one individual, female centaur, that appears to be more or less giving direction. Not brashly or aggressively, but put this here, hurry up, is that person okay, that type of a thing. Going from small group to small group.
I take my shield and my spear and just like set them on the ground right there. And then I motion Ina just to like come up. So like I might be able to be like, hey, like I don't know centaurs.
I will attempt to stealthily get to where Syaanis is.
Okay, stealth check, please.
$13.
13. Okay. As Ina's walking up behind you, Syaanis, you hear her. Nobody in the camp seems to make any notice of recognition. The sounds of her hoofprints on the ground are blending in really nicely with the sounds of all the centaur in that area. So you don't get any indication that they notice her, or you, as of this point.
Okay. I can't understand like anything that they're saying. Like, do you understand what they're trying to say? Like, I mean, I get the feeling like they're trying to like get the hell out of here, but
they don't seem to be in a particular rush. Just wanted to make that clear, but they are packing up to go.
Okay. Do I understand what they're saying? Are they speaking in common, or what are they speaking in?
It's more of a blending. You know how people that are bilingual will sometimes kind of go in and out.
Okay.
They're talking amongst each other. Kind of one of those things.
So what are they going in and out with?
I figured it was centaur lingo.
It is something that is more peculiar to centaur, in that it's more of a regional
pidgin
dialect,
language?
like Cajun to French, essentially.
Okay.
So, I know that some of y'all would get that reference.
They're like, what?
So,
I understand the reference.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure everybody did. Essentially, you catch that they are leaving. They, some of them are muttering about that they wish they could wait for Jewel round. They're saying things about, well, it's the will of Thylea, and we must go to the next hunting grounds. We're running low on food. And meanwhile, this centaur that seems to be in charge, they refer to her as Syra. She's kind of just a combination of soothing people down that are kind of upset and getting people to move and pack up and go.
Do I see any signs of a struggle, or blood, or weapons?
You'd have to give me another perception check. This is kind of a cramped space, and things are moving around a lot.
I'll help with that.
Okay.
Uh, 17 again.
17, okay. So, you notice that one of them that's kind of walking around with Syra has a dagger that appears kind of, it's a bronze dagger, but it's kind of blackened, and it appears to have a bit of dried blood on it. The blackened portion looks as though it was kind of charred. And putting two and two together, and just your knowledge of the way these things work, it's reasonable to infer that the dagger was used, it was superheated, and then used to tend to a wound. And glancing around quickly, you see another centaur that does have a pretty nasty gash on their front left leg.
Okay.
I mean, I already set down my arms. If I just go in hands up, I can be like, hey.
I come crawling up the mountain.
What's up, guys? There's a bunch of centaurs. Like, a bunch of centaurs, but they look okay.
Well, I mean, she looks okay. Okay, let's not get too judgmental here.
You trying to say something about her?
Never mind. No, no,
now.
no.
Euron's in the background because she does not want to try and stealth check. She
Yeah.
she just goes, "Shut up, you idiots!"
Let's just go say hi.
Yeah, just
We're in the. We're
put
in
away
the
your
land
fucking
of-
weapons. Just put away your
Yeah,
gun.
Yeah, just go say hi.
All right.
Say
So
hi.
Ina,
Syaanis?
does anyone want to like step out there with me?
If you're gonna step out there, I'll step out there with you because
Alright.
I don't know how they're gonna respond to a satyr.
Yeah. All right.
I'll hold the hill. I got you.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I wait before I get brought out.
All right.
Okay, so I guess Syaanis and I will come out from hiding and go address Sarah.
Okay. And Syaanis, you left your shield and your sword there on the ground?
Don't do that.
I'm sorry, your spear and your shield?
Like I'll have my shield on my back, but I'm not having like my spear out.
Okay, so you have them with you though, right?
Yeah.
That's
like,
what I'm
I have
asking.
them with me. I just don't have
Okay.
them like out.
No, I was just making sure. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the both of you walk out unintimidatingly as best you can. Catch the attention. A couple people, centaur, look up at you and look back at Syrah and Syrah! More strangers!
I just start waving. They seem friendly enough. They didn't charge and kill us like the last group.
After a few
Euron's
moments,
probably
Syrah-
gone up beside Lycus and is just kind of waiting.
Syrah comes up to you. Well met, travelers. I am Syrah. And who might you be?
They call me Ina. And these are my companions, Syaanis, and I'll like motion behind Euron and Lycus.
Euron's got her hood up.
And as
I got my hands up.
Getting a closer look now, you see that she has many bone type ornaments and many like small bird skulls for a necklace. It appears to be a fishbone type bracelet and various types of plant fibers that are interwoven that make up this ornamental type of vest that she wears on her torso. She has a few small pouches around her waist as well. And a very pungent and unrecognizable smell about her as well. It's sweet, it's fragrant, not like disgusting. Oh, well met, Ina. Is there something you were looking for? We were just packing up to leave. We meant no offense if we were in your land.
I mean, honestly, we're just traveling too, but we kind of heard scuffles in the night. We wanted to make sure everything's good.
Everything is as it should be. We were attacked last night by the mountain lizards. They took Euron as he was keeping watch and distracted the rest of us, and two of them believe from the tracks looked like they put him in some sort of net and dragged him off into the darkness. Aria over there was injured trying to get to them, but it's okay. Dylea wills it, and so it will be fine. We are headed off to the next hunting grounds. We have taken our fair fill here.
Are you not going to go try to find the taken centaur?
No, that would be interfering with the way of things. Do you interfere with the wolf that hunts the deer?
I am the wolf that hunts the deer.
I eat both them bitches.
Very well. That is not our way, but I respect your position. You remind me of someone else that came by last night with a similar tone.
Someone
And
else.
who would that be?
I didn't catch a name, unfortunately. He came by shortly after Joran was taken. He was speaking of organizing some type of group of gathered tribes to fight against some other group. To be completely honest, I didn't pay very much attention to him because we tend to stay out of fighting, as Thylia wills.
What did this guy look like? Like, did he have any distinguishing features?
He had similar markings to her.
Ron's just gonna be looking at Ina and just kind of checking, like, you okay?
Yeah. You were wise not to join his charlatan speakings. Staying out of it is probably the safest thing for your tribe, especially since it seems like you don't have very fierce warriors at your disposal to keep you safe.
We are not defenseless. I am skilled in the ways of natural magic. I just choose not to use them for harm.
Then that is especially
And
good you didn't listen to him. From what we gather, he follows Sydon rather than Thylia.
We must not be speaking of the same individual then, because this male was organizing to fight against the followers of Sydon.
Okay, that's a little better. We've run into a lot of the latter.
When we didn't agree to join him outright and explained where we were leaving and that we would decline, he offered to show that his train of thought was better than ours and that he could defy the will of Thylia and save Joran from the mountain lizards. And so we agreed that if he did so, we would reward him and we would give more serious consideration to his proposal.
Okay,
Here.
so you are trying to get your tribesmen back.
Not exactly.
In a
We're
very
leaving.
roundabout fashion.
We don't believe he will be able to do as he says. We think he's a little too proud to try and temper the will of the gods with his own actions. So we will be leaving, but we gave him one of our signaling horns, and if he comes back and he blows it on the river, we will know he was somehow successful.
What does your signaling horn sound like?
She reaches over to her, the one that had the dagger. It has come up and walked. I've just been listening. Reaches over, and the centaur is carrying it around on like a leather thong, and it looks like a highly polished cattle horn, almost about 2 feet long.
Okay.
And she picks it up and like that.
Perhaps Thylia has taken this centaur and brought this other proud centaur in order to gain your loyalty to fight against the centaurs that are gathering under Sydon. Or if this was never to have happened, would there have been any other way to convince you to join to fight against the centaurs gathering under Sydon?
anyone who claims to be a true believer in Thylia, but who also claims that it is in their best interest to fight against her very children, leaves much to be desired.
But surely you've heard that Sydon is breaking the oath of peace.
I have not heard that. I have seen no examples of this or anything else. The other male last night made much the same arguments. We know that Centaur are fighting again, but Centaur have been fighting for centuries, millennia.
May I ask what direction this centaur went and where your companion was taken?
We believe he followed the trail around the lake, the one left by the mountain lizards, carrying Jewel ran off. Towards the cliffside right over there, behind the waterfall, is where we last saw him heading off into the darkness before we retreated from the river to get our rest here and prepare for today's journey.
I look at the rest of the group and I'm like, so he probably got dragged off into the forge, yeah? Yeah? Alright.
Yes.
That way.
Alright, so you keep mentioning these like mountain lizards. Like,
What do you mean?
how big were they?
Bigger than you.
Big as you guys?
Not quite. Not quite as tall. But they're strong, and you can always smell them before you can see them.
Bad smelling? Or
A bit of an understatement, dear, but yes.
I'm from the city, I haven't really smelled anything lizard-like for a long time.
They don't happen to turn people to stone, do they?
Not that we're aware of, no. We
Okay.
have had people get ill when they are close, vomiting violently and having hazy vision and things of that nature, but no stone, no petrification.
So not a basilisk. Right, that's...
I'm not sure what that is.
It's a lizard that turns things to stone when it looks at them.
Probably not then.
Then, for the record, if you ever run into one, don't look at them.
I will do my best. No, these are not like normal lizards, as in tall, big lizards. I mean, they are large, but they can walk upright and sometimes wield weapons and tools like
people?
well, any of you, yes.
Do they... This is... I doubt you may have heard it, but, do you think they talk?
They communicate, yes, for certain. They are cunning. As was last night, often they will attack a group with a larger force and then isolate a few stragglers to drag off, and then the initial attack retreats. We
Okay.
assume that they feed on them because we have found remains indicating that at various points.
Gotcha. Let's go murder some stand-up lizards.
Yeah.
If we happen to, in our own ventures, find Euron, we'll ensure to send them on your way.
Well,
But even perhaps if it's in a way that does not interfere with Thylia's plan. We'll see.
if you return with him, then Thylia will have desired that. So please take this other horn. We have many, and she extends her hand to you carrying the horn. Just come down to the river and blow it, and wherever we are, I'm sure we will be close enough to hear it, and we will come back and see.
I'll put it on. So, yeah. Thank you.
Our pleasure. No, we really must be going now, if there's nothing else.
That's fine with me.
Alright. Have a good day. Goes off, finish preparing. They're just about done now, starting to move out. Alright, so.
Have we heard of anything that's like that? That smells badly and can bigger than us 12 to find.
If I roll that, it'd be a nature check, right?
Yes, but there's no need because listening to it and putting 2 and 3 and 5 together, you get the sense that she's still talking about what they call mountain lizards, being troglodytes, the same ones referred to in the library text and things like that.
Okay. Alright, well...
Troglodytes, fun.
Oh, guys, I don't really think there's anything else keeping us out here. I think we should at least start trying to find that hidden entrance.
Out of curiosity, in the greenery that's sort of around here, can I see anything that, say, looks like mint or something of the like that is very pungent?
You can give me an investigation check so that you can be keeping your eye out for it while you're moving on from this point. We'll see.
Damn it.
The gods do not smile upon you.
No, I dropped it.
I know.
16.
Okay. Alright. So, what are we doing, friends?
Let's go kill some troglodytes and save the centaur. And I like look up at like Ina, like right.
She says right.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Or at the very least, let's go see if we can find that back way into the forge. And whatever we find, we find.
Yeah, they said behind the waterfall, so I think we should go check there first.
And that was what Pythor said, right? There's a back way sort of nearby that, by the water.
Yeah, but also they were saying that that might be where those lizard people are coming from.
Perhaps the same.
Yeah. So, be on the lookout for tracks or something, because those things clearly would have had to leave something behind, especially if they're trying to carry a big old centaur back into their lair. There's going to be something on the ground.
Definitely some of those friends. That is
Drag marks or something.
drag marks.
Also, as we walk, probably just breathe. If they smell as bad as they described.
Oh, I was like, I plan on doing that.
As we walk. If those things smell as bad as they described, logically, if we are getting closer to them, it should smell worse and worse.
She makes a point.
Very sound logic.
Ready to get dirty like us?
Let's do what? I prefer the non-dirty murder troglodyte version. Thank you.
Yeah, well, that's probably not going to be up to you, is it?
We'll see.
Did you bring
So we're
stuff,
walking
Laura?
towards the waterfall.
Let's do it.
So by this point, as you've been walking and talking, you are getting close to where the waterfall is cascading down into the lake around you. The cacophony of sounds reverberating off of the cliff wall and the water kind of filling your ears. You see very obvious drag marks. A heavy body was dragged through the softer ground around the lake, and in those same marks you see relatively fresh hoof prints in the same direction. Following along this trail, before long you pass a large opening that appears to have been carved very finely out of stone, but it has much rubble packed into the entrance as though it was collapsed at some time long past. Moss is growing over the majority of it now. As you can see where you're behind the waterfall, moss is kind of growing all over this grayish blackish rock of the Mithril Mountain that you're walking along. So kind of like lake, path, mountain. Continuing past that, you see where the body was dragged through the soft ground, and not far up ahead, a little cut in the mountainside. Probably 150 feet or so past that. It disappears into this cut, which several large rocks kind of obfuscate the vision of, and then as you follow it through there, you see a gradually sloping up path headed along the cliff face, stretching out for a very long distance. This path kind of goes between different rocks and expands and contracts. Most places it's 5, maybe 10 feet wide at its most. So you can mostly single file proceed up this path. After you proceed on for about a little under 1/8 of a mile, it switches back around and comes back in the other direction. The gradual incline continuing onward. So while this is going on, is there anything y'all are doing to prepare yourselves for anything that may be ahead? And also, in what order would you be continuing on? What would you be doing? All that good stuff.
Do I see any of my pungent plants that I'm looking for?
You did not. Various plains type shrubs, but nothing particularly flowery or smell good.
Damn it. I'm just looking for the smell.
I'm just gonna get my torches ready, just in case I have to light one of them.
If I have any fabric left, I'm gonna tear off some pieces from like what was left of that undershirt I was wearing back before, it got torn to shreds, and wad up a couple pieces about, the size to stick up one's nose if necessary, and just keep them at the ready.
Okay.
I'm just tracking the hoof prints and the drag marks. Make sure we stay on course.
I'm eating grapes.
Lycus is eating grapes. That's fine. So
Ida?
what?
Yeah,
So what y'all's marching order?
I'm
The one
first.
Okay. I'll take second.
I'll take third.
I'll bring up the rear. Still not looking like this.
One second.
And definitely the shield. The shield is out, and Euron's got a hand ready on her sword.
Okay. I'm assuming you're always going to have a shield. I'm assuming Syaanis is always going to have a shield. I'm assuming Ina is going to use 2 hands on the Warhammer unless she states otherwise. Those are my default assumptions, just to clarify. Alright, so as you climb the rocky ledge, you pass through a short tunnel, and the water from the Great Arcanum is just cascading and pouring over the side of it. The water reflecting the light, it reach out, you stick your hand out and your arm gets soaked. It's flecking you with water on this narrow ledge as you climb higher and higher. After a quarter mile, you glance off to the right, and through this curtain of water you can see the gorgeous lake stretching out before you with this strange otherworldly blue from the reflections of the light, and you hear as the water crashes down on the rocks below at the base of where it hits the lake. You see in the distance an opening in the cliff face. As you can turn to look a little bit closer, you see that it is a hollowed out entrance of some point, and these tracks do continue to lead up the ledge towards it. As you ready yourselves and begin to walk closer and closer, you suddenly get this awful stench. But it's kind of rolling upward on the churning air from the waterfall, filling your nostrils.
I immediately look at Ina.
Out comes the cloth little balls and shove them up my nose.
Up ahead on the path, you see a long-fingered, gray, leathery hand. This humanoid, muscular, very lizard-like creature with a triangular snout, large, sharp teeth, a ridged head, wide-set eyes, clambers up onto the ledge in front of you, carrying this net, this dark hemp net of fish. And right after that, another. And then another. They don't seem to notice you as they're struggling with these nets of fish that they've drug up from somewhere down below, throwing them on there, and then at the last, the fourth one climbs up, and this one is a good foot taller. His arms, his skin looks stretched. He is so almost misshapenly muscular, and the stench is now overpowering you all. They turn.
Smash it. Smash it.
How
They
far?
turn.
How many feet away are we?
About 45 or so.
Also, like, is it dim, or can we actually like see this?
No, you can see it's daylight.
Okay.
About
We're not
45 feet
inside.
ahead.
We're not inside
Not
the
yet.
mountain yet.
No, you're on the ledge on the outside. As they start to grab the nets, one of them looks over their shoulder, and they see you. Big muscular one looks back at his compatriots, turns to you, mutters something. As they turn to you, these triangular mouths spread into a half smile, half snarl.
Hmm.
We're gonna
And
roll for
bunch
roll
of the
for
snakes
initiative.
pop out.
We're rolling for initiative. Stop. You're done. All right. Let's do this. Give me a second.
I was gonna say all the snakes kind of pop out from the hood and are just like hissing.
All right. Let me get this set up. Uh-oh, fantasy grounds broke. Hold on. No, don't do this to me, fantasy grounds. Alright. Make sure that distance was right. Yeah, it's close enough. So 20 to 25. Anybody? No. 15 to 20.
17.
17.
15.
Alright. 10 to 15? 5 to 10? 1 to 5?
2.
2.
Both of you at 2? Alright, which one of you wants to go first?
And that one.
Ditto.
Oh.
You got him out of the way. Which one of you wants to go first? Or you actually, you guys can change it every round if you want. It's just a little bit simpler. That's how you want to do it.
Anna, would you like to go first?
Yeah, just because I'm in front.
Yeah.
Ina, and then Euron with the 2s. Ugh. Hopefully that's the only 20 I roll all night. There's that. Alright, so troglodytes see you, they have the initiative, Rolled a 20. The first troglodyte sees you, Aina. Drops the net, kind of gets down on all fours and starts scampering along the ground in a hurry. As he's moving along the pathway, rapidly approaching you, his skin kind of shifts and changes color as he's going across the path and closer to the wall, adopting the same type of appearance as those features, clambering up towards you. He is going to dash to get there, since he can't do anything else. And the same for the other troglodytes. So all three of them start charging down the path towards you, their skin shifting on hands and knees, claws scraping the ground. That is their turn. Syaanis, you are up. What are you going to do?
Alright, just gonna step forward just a little bit so I can try striking Trog 1.
Okay.
And that's 13.
13 is a hit.
Yeah. So that's 12, 16, and 18 damage.
18 damage. Alright. You maneuver quickly around Aina, slash out with the Grimstalker, it stabs into the ribcage of the troglodyte. As you rip it forward, the troglodyte loses his balance and stumbles on the ground, rolls off the cliff into the waterfall, falling to the ground below.
Dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else?
Then I'm just gonna step back a little bit.
Okay. Alright. The Brute's turn. The Brute is going to... He snarls at you all. You see him slowly backing up. Lycus, you're up. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna shoot Brute with a pan flute
Oh yeah?
if I can get to him. Is he the one that's? Oh, he's the one way back down there. I missed.
Yeah, it's like that's like 90 feet.
Yeah, I can arc it. Yeah, I can arc it. Yeah, I feel like he's just gonna be annoying as shit, but I gotta deal with what's in front. All right, I was hoping. I'm gonna target the number 2.
All right.
Going for the flute. Load up a dart. That's a nat 20.
All right. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't
That's
matter.
it doesn't matter. And I was about to say half cover, but sharpshooter doesn't matter.
Sharpshooter
So
ignores
I'm
it.
trying to remember that. Yep. All right. Nat 20.
Nat 20s don't matter for it. 14.
It charges up. It jumps up right in Ina's face to start gouging out at her. She steals herself, and out of nowhere, dart comes in, penetrates the side of its head, and kind of just slams up against the wall. And this stench is just overbearing you. Anything else? It's on that level. Yeah, it's on that level.
Breakfast, second breakfast, snack. Just, yeah. Please don't let it touch my clothes.
All right.
It's definitely on your boots.
No, it's not. It's way over there. Don't even. I look at my
But
boots.
who? You don't even wear boots.
I know you're up. What are you gonna do?
I am going to come up and swing at Troglodyte 3. Or 16.
16's a hit.
Okay. For 8 damage.
8 damage. Bring your warhammer around. Slams into his knee. It wobbles back a bit. It's still on its feet. Anything else?
Okay. No.
Okay. You're up.
Right, I'm just going to move up behind, basically just behind Ina, but nothing I have is really going to be at a good enough range. So, I think at this point I'm just going to move up Porzio and gonna make sure I put down my sword and swap out for one of the javelins and lightning. And just have it ready.
Okay, you got that. Are you within 5 feet of Ina? Is that your intent?
Yes.
Or no? Okay.
I'm within 5 feet of Ina. Yes.
You got it. All right. Top of the order. Troglodytes are up. Ina, I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay.
As you're toe-to-toe with this troglodyte, these strange glistening skins letting off this disgusting aroma. It's burning your eyes. You feel your stomach turning.
10.
Let's roll. A 10. You fight off as hard as you can the urge to vomit, but as your vision blurs, you just completely lose control of your senses for a moment. You are poisoned until the start of your next turn. Alright, so Troglodyte 1 is going to attempt to... I'm sorry, Troglodyte 3 is going to attempt to grapple you. I need an athletics check, please. Ugh. And poisoned means you have disadvantage, I believe. Yes.
Okay, so disadvantage roll would be 21.
21. Despite the fact that you feel horrible, the troglodyte reaches out to try and grab on your limb, and he seems like he's trying to grab your leg and tear at the ground to pull you towards the edge of the cliff. You pick your leg up and kind of stomp it down, throwing his hands off of you. Comes back with a snarl. That is it for him. It did not work nearly as well as he wanted it to. So Syaanis, you are up. What are you gonna do?
Hey guys, check this shit out. I'm gonna move like a couple feet behind Euron. I'm gonna get my spear and just fucking chuck it back towards the brute.
Alright.
That's 75 feet, so yeah, that's well within my 90 feet limit.
Okay, it's...
Yeah,
it's
that's Grimstalker.
Yeah, it's 50-90, right?
Yeah, 50-90.
Something like that? Okay, so that means you're gonna roll with disadvantage.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Alright, so that's a 26 and another 26.
I think you're good. Alright, so Grimstalker goes flying, piercing through the waterfall, this black slur of energy, separating all the water. Go ahead and roll for damage.
And that's 10. 10 damage.
You see it fly through up ahead, climbing and climbing. It comes through and slashes the brute's left leg. He staggers over to the ground, blood spilling on the ground. Grimstalker turns around, streaks back through the waterfall right to your hand.
Bring it on, big bitch.
Alright, so is that it, Syaanis? Alright, the brute is up, and he does not like that. You see him quickly hobble along and disappear into the mouth of the cave. Lycus, you're up. What are you gonna do?
Fuck,
You're
you can't
muted.
hear me. I know. I just saw it. Delete the last second. I'll be like, yeah, that's bait right there. Nah. Hey, y'all want to take this one alive? And then I'm gonna shoot it. And if somebody says something fast enough, I'll aim for a non-deadly spot. Okay, that is a 14.
14's a hit.
Okay, and that will be for 14 damage.
Alright, another dart penetrates, kind of goes through his chest a little bit. He stands there for a second, falls to the ground, dead.
Ah, no. And then I just retch again, just in case there was anything else that didn't get removed the first time. What the shit is that smell?
We were told they smelled bad.
No. Smelled bad is nothing compared. What the hell is that? That is rancid. Absolutely rancid.
Well, I mean, you'd probably smell
bet
that
they
if you
would
lived
laugh.
in a cave without bathing.
No, I wouldn't.
Are we still initiative locked?
At this moment, you do not see any enemies or any other threats, so no.
Guys, I say we get off this fucking narrow path. Get somewhere where we can actually get some good footing.
Did you see the way that thing could hide? That skin changed colors. Where's she going? Oh god, they're running.
We're going in the mountain, right?
No, I'm. Yeah, clearly.
Okay, so you're not initiative locked, but don't go. Remember the whole line of sight thing. Don't go like throwing y'all's tokens all over the board. Okay, make sure you ask me before y'all move.
Oh,
Or at
well,
least
I
clear it
moved.
with me. I know, I saw that. You're okay. You're okay. Just for the future. You can at least stay there for now. Hold on a second.
Is this where
What?
is this where that big ugly one went?
Yeah, he ran
Yeah.
off this way.
Oh yeah, I think I can smell his blood. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we
Would
can,
you like something to plug your nose?
Oh yeah, and I take 2 grapes and just shove them up my nose.
That's not what I. Okay.
just let him do him.
Y'all saw the way that thing's skin changed, right? Like,
I definitely saw that, and that is not good.
right. Just making sure they're gonna hide and they're gonna attack us, and we ain't gonna see them.
Is it bad that if it didn't smell that bad, I'd skin it and make a coat? 'Cause that shit's cool.
I think I like you.
You mean you didn't before?
Well, I mean, you remember him at the tavern. He did sling that plate at your face.
Oh.
Oh.
We won't go there. Danger's ahead, okay?
It wasn't at my face, for the record. It was at them.
They're close to your face. It's semantics, whatever. Alright.
Alright,
So-
Anna, what do you want to
Ready?
do?
So we can see, like, a trail of blood, right? From, like, where I hit that guy?
You can, very, very clearly, and the path of the large, heavy body being dragged goes into the opening of the cave mouth here. The overhang on this path, kind of shadowing the path itself you're walking on. As you get up close to that cave opening, you see that the light extends like it's dim light like a foot in. It's pitch black in there, and the closer you get to this cave, that smell is just growing stronger and stronger. Not even so much like a directional thing like it was when they were nearby, just the general atmosphere reeks of this moldy decomposition, fecal, disgusting mixture.
Would anyone else like some nose plugs?
Nah, I'm good.
I would.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'll take them.
Yeah, I'll tear off the shirt, some nose plugs, and pass them over.
I'm good. I just need to see
I hope to
where...
find something herbal on the way and soak them in that, but no.
This will
As
be
fun
fine.
as funny as this would be, I will say it's kind of obvious, Ina, as you put these nose plugs in, you don't notice, I mean, there's a little bit, of a buffering effect with the nose plugs. But even if you can't smell it as strongly, whatever that noxious fume is still getting in your mouth and is still kind of getting in your eyes. Doesn't seem to have too much of an effect. You're welcome to keep the nose plugs in. Just want to let you guys know. It doesn't seem to be doing very much good.
Okay.
It makes me feel better, sir.
That is important. That is very important.
Never underestimate
Okay,
emotions.
and I won't have them. Euron, you want to take a peek in here and see what you can see? Because I can't see shit.
Sure. Well, excuse me, pardon me, sort of.
Yep.
Get my way.
I just got this image of you like holding on to Ina's leg and then just like peering around.
Yeah. Just I see a hallway. I don't see anyone yet. Should I keep going ahead?
Give me a perception check with disadvantage, because I believe darkness is like dim light for you.
Yep, dim light.
Yeah.
Ooh. For fuck's sake. That's a nat 1.
Okay. You see this tunnel is kind of descending down on a little bit of a slope into the earth. The stench is kind of hitting you almost in a wave coming from this direction. And although you see nothing except for the rocky walls, you hear this shriek, this like cry in agony coming from somewhere deeper within the cave system, echoing on the walls around you.
I can't see shit, but I can certainly hear something.
Did it hear like did it sound like the ones that were out here?
Does it sound like the thing I heard last night?
Sounded
You think there's
more,
just one?
It sounded not so much like the guttural shrieks of when you were fighting these troglodytes. It sounded a lot more like the cries of agony coming from the centaur last night.
Oh.
I think we just found Julian. Or perhaps the one who went to try and rescue him.
Hmm.
Right, everyone get a torch?
Oh, is there any other path? Is this the only way? This is clearly bait.
The only other way was the front door.
He knows we're coming. Oh, let's just go then. He knows we're
Well,
coming.
if he knows we're coming this way, they obviously know the other way on.
Okay.
Right. Do you want me to go ahead, or
Yeah.
try and...
Yeah, you go ahead. I'll pull out a torch and light a torch and follow Euron.
Alright.
They already know we're coming.
They
We
know
might
we're
as well not give them a ton of time to plan.
Yep, I guess I'll start walking in. And I'm going to be super goddamn careful as I'm walking. Not being sneaky so much, but I want to make sure I'm not stepping on anything or if I'm hearing anything. Like, say, a troglodyte blending into the wall.
Okay.
Hopefully, right. Okay.
So,
Right now.
as you're proceeding down the hallway, as you round the corner you're on, you see on the wall up ahead of you a set of small, golden-looking eyes slowly open in front of you. At about the same time, Ina, the wall to your left, you also see a set of eyes. Syaanis, on your right, set of eyes. Lycus.
No eyes.
The wall,
Perfect.
To your right and behind you.
Ah, of course.
The walls kind of burst forward with a flurry of movement as the troglodytes reveal their chameleon form and attack you all in the hallway. But I think that's a really good spot to take a break. Otherwise, we're going to run really long on our break. Alright, and we're back. So, you find yourselves in the tunnel. All these troglodytes burst forth from the cave walls, catching you a little by surprise. And everybody roll for initiative, please.
My dice apparently landed in a perfect spot where it's right on an edge between 8 and 20, and I don't know which one to take.
You re-roll. The jack
Yeah.
die.
So sad.
Yep. Hashtag Jack die. Alright, so 20 to 25. No. 15 to 20.
18.
15.
18, 15.
I have 15.
You both had 15? Ina in?
Ina and me.
Okay, who's going first? Or you want to just play it by round?
Lycus can go first.
Yeah, I'll go
Okay.
first.
Alright.
6.
Alright.
Better than a 1. I'll take that.
Alright. So these troglodytes burst forth. Let's see. Troglodyte 4 and 7 are going to lunge at Euron, and they're going to try and grapple you. He's going to have advantage because he did the help action. Troglodyte 4 is helping Troglodyte 7. I rolled 2 natural 20s. God, I'm so glad those aren't attacks. So I need either athletics or an acrobatics check from you to dodge out of the way as they lunge at you, Euron. So I got a 22.
21! God damn it!
Alright, so Troglodyte 7 grabs onto you, you're grappled, and he is going to 5, 10, 15 pull you down the hallway with Troglodyte 4 in tow.
Euron is screaming obscenities.
Troglodyte 8 and Troglodyte 6 are going to try and do the same thing to Ina. It's a 13, it's a 15. So athletics check or acrobatics check on you, Ina.
Uh, 13.
13. Okay, so 15 gets you. So Troglodyte 8 grabs onto you, wrenches his arms around both your legs, his nails ripping into your flesh as Troglodyte 6 jumps on your back and puts his weight to try and pin you down. You're currently grappled, so your movement speed is 0. That's it. Syaanis, same thing for you, except it's just Troglodyte 2, so that is going to be a 11.
$27.
27. Oh, okay. So I forgot. We're going to leave 27 there, because I forgot this. Everybody who will start within 5 feet, which is basically all of you, I need Constitution saves for all of you to see if you're poisoned by the stench.
I'm immune to poison.
So
Okay, you're good. Yep, you're good.
21.
You're good.
5.
You fail, you're poisoned. So disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of your next turn. Which doesn't really matter now. Lycus?
Wait, I gotta do a save.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to use the bot. 18.
18. Okay, so you're good.
I'm trying. I like the D&D bot. I'm just
Hey,
trying to
no,
get
man,
to
you're
learn.
good. So Syaanis,
Take it away.
Syaanis, Troglodyte 2 reaches out at you. You slam your shield into his face, throwing it off. Number 5 and number 1 doing the same thing to you, Lycus. Try and grapple you with the help action. That is an 11.
That is a 21.
21. Alright, so you are not grappled. So you and Syaanis are free. Ina and Euron are currently grappled. Euron's being dragged down the hallway. Ina, they're just trying to pin you down in place. Troglodyte Brute number 1 is going to... Well, hold on. Syaanis' turn, you're surprised. Lycus' turn, you're surprised. Ina's turn, you're surprised. The Brutes are up. So he is going to... You see this one brute walk down the hallway towards you, Ina. He has this wicked-looking knife. It's really rudimentary, but it's kind of jagged and stained with all sorts of old liquids on it. And let's see, the other brute that's right next to you, Syaanis, he is going to lash out at you.
Quick question.
What's up?
Which one did I hit outside?
The one next to you.
Okay.
You see his calf is bleeding. Alright, so he's gonna lash out to his knife twice. That's a 13 to hit.
Nope.
Okay. The knife comes around a second time. That is a 14 to hit.
Also nope.
Alright, so shield, dodge. He sees an opening, he tries to bite at you. And that's a 9 to hit.
No.
Alright, nice. So 3 attacks, you dodge, you maneuver out of the way. Everybody who was immune. You were immune already. Who else saved the poison checks? You did. So you're immune for the next hour.
I got an 18. What was the save again?
You're immune for the next hour.
Okay.
Okay? To troglodyte stench specifically. Alright, so that is a troglodyte's turn. The brute's turn. Euron, you're up, you're surprised. Back to the top for the troglodytes. Alright, so troglodyte 7. Euron, he is going to lash out at you with 2 claw attacks and a bite. That's a 24 to hit. I'm sorry, 22 to hit. Alright, so that is 3 slashing damage from 1 claw. 19, yeah, it's a 23 to hit.
Hits.
And that is another 4 slashing damage from a claw, and then he clamps down on you with his mouth and tries to. That's a 6 to hit. Okay. Troglodyte, the other troglodyte with you is doing the same thing. The first one is a 9 to hit. It's a fail. The next one is a 21 to hit. The second claw. That is 6 slashing damage, and then he's going to try and bite out at you, and that is a 7. All right. So
Kind of rolling above 20 or single digits. God damn.
troglodytes, man. All right. Ina, 2 against you. 2 claw attacks, 1 bite attack each. 17. It's a 21 to hit on the first one.
Yep.
All right, that's 3 slashing damage, and a 9 to hit on the second one.
Nope.
And a 7 to hit on the bite. All right, the next troglodyte comes up with natural 1 on a claw, and then an 11 on a claw.
Nope.
All right, and then another natural 1 on the bite. So they got you grappled, and they're trying to slash and bite at you, and you're just kind of like bucking them into the walls and throwing them around and smacking around at them. Syaanis, troglodyte 2 is going to do the same thing. 2 claws and a bite. That's a 12 to hit, and then a 20 to hit with the first claw. So that is 5 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then another 20 to hit with a bite, and that is 3 piercing damage. He snaps out at you and grabs onto your forearm.
Okay.
Lycus, same thing for you. They're just tearing into you guys. 22 to hit with a claw. That's 4 slashing damage. A 20 to hit with a claw. That's 3 slashing damage. And then a natural 1 on the bite. And that's troglodyte. He snaps out, he bites his friend, but doesn't draw any blood. Troglodyte 5. That's a 20 to hit with a claw.
That's 3 20s in a row.
It's 16 plus 4 is what it is. Keep rolling 16s.
God, dog.
Yeah. 3 slashing damage from the first claw. 22 to hit, so rolled an 18. That's 4 slashing damage from the second claw, and then 12 to hit. Does that hit?
No.
Okay.
No,
so
that one doesn't.
Okay, so you slash, bites air. They can't bite you though. That's a good thing. All right, that's the troglodyte's turn. Syaanis, you're up. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna whip towards the brute and try finishing him off.
Okay, you got it.
And that's a 24.
24 hits.
Okay. And Since Lycus is on the other side, I don't know if that would actually count towards sneak attack. I don't
Yeah,
think
it does.
It would?
It does. Mhm.
Okay.
Hostile creature not incapacitated within 5 feet of him.
Alright. Alright, 12, 18, and 21 damage.
21. As he goes to tear into you, you kind of like spin your spear around, shove it out behind you. You feel it impact and rip it forward. Heavy weight kind of buckles off of your hip and curls off to the side. The knife goes scattering on the ground. He's dead.
Sick.
Anything else?
Then I'm going to disengage and get right up on the wall, right beside Lycus.
All right, too easy. That's all.
Yeah.
Lycus, you're up. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna cast sleep.
Okay.
I'm gonna try not to cry as the pain races through me because they just shredded all my fantastic fine clothing. Yeah, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do this. So, sleep. $27.
27. Where are you casting it at?
What do you mean, where am I casting at? All these fools around me.
Okay.
Like right in the center of.
Yeah, like right in the center of us. It should encompass the 4 troglodytes.
Okay, so you pick 2 of them.
2?
Yeah, 27.
1 and 5.
1 and 5. All right, so 2 right now, tearing into you. You quickly.
Ain't no banjo up in this bitch. I play a
You
nice
didn't give
little,
me an instrument.
I'm a pan flute.
Okay.
Haunting, mystical, you know, something cool. No, I just went banjo. Ding, 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 ding. Thanks, buddy.
I gotta do what I can. All right, so number 1 and 5 just kind of completely pass out. Anything else?
I give Syaanis a high 5 and then I run.
So
Okay.
that's Bardic Inspiration, yeah?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Gotcha.
It is now.
I'm gonna hide behind this troglodyte. Like I'm like, ah! You know,
Stab him. Stab him.
stab him later. Okay. Go get him. No,
right.
nobody's down, right? Ina and Syaanis are still up and rocking, and I
Yeah,
can't see
no.
Euron, so I hope she's still alive. But
Yeah.
You hear obscenities in just a mixture of mostly common, occasionally so.
I know those sounds. She's doing great. Yeah, no, then I'm done. I'm good.
All right, Ina, you're up. What are you gonna do? You are currently grappled, and you're no longer poisoned because it's the start of your turn.
Okay. Do I need to roll another Constitution save?
Let me double check. You do because it's the start of your turn.
6.
6. All right, so you are still poisoned. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Okay. Well, at least my attack rolls were great. I rolled an 18 and a 15, so that's a 22 with disadvantage to hit Troglodyte 6.
You got it. You nailed him. Now I think I said 8 was one grappling you. Do you want to hit that one instead? Technically, only one of them is grappling you mechanically. That's why I'm asking.
No, I want to hit
Okay.
6.
Okay.
4. 6 plus 5, so 11, and then I'm gonna rage for 13. So 13 points of damage to 6.
Okay, so you rage, you slam out at him, you smash his head into the wall, it kind of squishes with the sickening crack sound, and he is dead.
Oh, is he? Great, because then I can
Yes.
use Great Weapon Master and make another melee attack. Oh no, I
Go
can't
for
because I
it.
use no, I can't because I raged as a bonus action.
Oh, bonus action? Okay, good to know. Good deal. Anything else, Ina?
I'm gonna turn to Troglodyte 8 and say, pick a god and pray to it. Yeah.
All right. Brutes are up. Brute is up. Seeing this, he sees that his allies are getting kind of fucked up. He is going to walk down. You see him walk out of your field of view, Ina. You're on through all the scrambling limbs and bites around you. You see this massive hulking troglodyte walk down the hallway. He grabs something off the wall and walks up to you, and he is going to try to net you. Disadvantage 6. All right, so that's an 8. So he takes this massive hemp net and kind of throws it at you. You take your shield and deflect most of it out of the way. He gets pissed and he snarls. He goes to start grabbing at you, but that's all he could do for his turn. You're up. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Well, initially, as soon as he tries to net me, I just yell, "Get to fuck!"
Okay.
So I'm gonna aim for number 7. That's in front of me. That's doing most of the dragging.
Yeah, he's the one who's grappling you. He's the one who's got you by the shoulder, arm, legs.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm going to force feed him my sword if I can actually land this hit. No, I don't think so. 11.
You spin around, sword flashes out, connects
Actually,
with his
wait,
gut.
no, that's a 9. That's a 9. Thank God.
It does not. Okay, so it is. What's your total?
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. 11 hits.
14.
11 hits. You're good. Roll for damage.
Okay. 7.
All right. You slash it out. Blood starts pouring out of his waist a little bit. He doubles over in pain, but doubles down on that grip on you. He's still up and he's still grappled you. Anything else? You're muted.
Fuck it. Sorry. Fuck it. Action surge. I'm gonna hit him again.
All right, go for it.
10.
10 misses. Sorry.
Son of a bitch.
You bring the sword back around. He jumps out of the way, kind of jerking you along as he does so. Is that it, Euron?
Maybe the last thing I'm just gonna kind of yell. Just since stop being the expletives. I just go. The big fucker's got a net.
All right, got it. Everybody can hear that. So now that you're drawing blood, they're going to go full bore at you. That's Troglodyte 7. That's a 7 to hit with the claws. That's a miss. That's a 6 to hit with the claws. That's a miss. That's a 15 to hit with his bite. Is that a miss?
Misses.
Awesome. All right, Troglodyte 4, same thing. Claw 13 to hit. Claw 6 to hit. And bite 17 to hit.
Misses.
Awesome. So a flurry of sword and shield slashing out at them. They keep trying to get at you. Claws and teeth flashing all over the place.
Probably just tried to just give up and just holding the shield over my head as they're trying to like rain on it.
You got it. It's a whirl of martial arts. Ina, Troglodyte 8's going to slash out at you. A 10 with the first claw attack. A 13 with the second claw attack.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is 6 slashing damage, down half, right? So 3?
Yes.
Because you're raging. And then a 16 with the bite attack.
Yep.
So that is another 6 piercing damage, rounded down to 3. Alright. 1 and 5 are asleep. Troglodyte 2 is going to rush forward at Syaanis. That's a natural 1 on his first claw attack. It smacks into the wall behind you with the second claw around. That's a 23. It scrapes across your face. And that is 3 slashing damage, Syaanis, and then a 16 to hit with his bite. Is that a hit?
So yeah, only that second bite slash hits.
Okay, so the bite misses. Got it.
So
And
that was
one-
3 damage, you said, yeah.
It was 1 and 5 are asleep. You're up, Syaanis. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna yell down the shit. Here goes my dice tray.
You
that's
yell,
what he-
ah, shit!
shit, my dice!
I drop a spear!
I'm gonna look down towards where Lycus went and like stab them. And then I'm gonna lash out at Trog too.
Shh, I'm hiding.
Okay, go for it, man.
Stab them. And I rolled a 14.
14's a hit.
And that's 12.
12. Alright, spear comes out, a raking slash across his upper chest. He is hurting. You see him double over in agony, but he is still on his feet.
Okay. Gonna just roll around him and go basically back to back with Ina.
You got it. Alright. Lycus, you're up.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck, he ain't waking up, and I'm gonna shoot at troglodyte number 2.
Okay.
There's a 15.
15 hits, and he is done.
Perfect.
Dart flies out
right through the eye.
as he's going to turn. Dart catches him in the eye as he lunges out towards Syaanis and crumbles on the ground instead.
You're welcome.
Anything else, Lycus?
No. I'm just gonna kind of lay on the one that's in front of me and just watch Ina and her beautiful self smash this thing's face in. I'm gonna throw a bardic inspiration though. She can play her little ditty. Maybe get her little hooves tapped.
You got it. All right, Ina, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna make my con save,
Okay.
and I'm gonna use my bardic inspiration.
There you go.
There you go.
D6. Two ones.
I rolled 2 ones. So that's a total of 5 on that con save.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Still, stomach's turning, eyes are watering.
Alright, I'm gonna roll to hit troglodyte 8. What? Like, I don't understand. I rolled a 16 and a 19, so I'm gonna hit him even before adding my modifiers.
You hit the shit out of him.
Ridiculous.
Hey, you're rolling good when it counts. Or
Yes.
something.
For 14 damage.
14. The smell hits you. You get even more pissed off. You bring your warhammer down. Pytho's hammer slams him into the ground. He crumples off to the side. He's not moving. Well, he's twitching a little bit, but he ain't moving. He's dead.
Okay, I want to use my bonus action and throw a chakram at troglodyte 5.
Okay, he's prone, so if you do that, you're
No,
going
I
to
can't do
disadvantage.
that. I can't do
Well, you'd
that
have
because it
disadvantage
has to be a
anyway.
melee attack.
Well, you can move, right?
Yeah, I guess I could.
You can run over there, or you can run down the hall of Euron. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna look back at Lycus and be like, "Are you taking care of them?"
Yeah, they're
'Cause
sleeping. They're good.
I need them to stay asleep. Like,
Got you. I got you.
if I see them up, I'm killing you.
Go.
Okay, I will
Hulk smash.
come down here towards. Yeah, I guess troglodyte 4 and hit him. I can do that. Yep.
You can.
With disadvantage, I'll roll with disadvantage. Still
Correct.
disadvantaged. Yes, poisoning. Okay. So with disadvantage, I roll a 12 plus 7, 19.
Yes, you hit.
For another 14 points of damage, and I just want to like sweep his legs out from under him, just like completely taken by surprise.
Charge up behind him. He doesn't even notice you. He's so engrossed in Euron. Wham! You slam into his hip. His legs buckle, and he kind of folds in half and slams up against the wall.
Nice. Eat it.
Thank you.
Anything else?
That's it for me.
All right. The brute is up. He hears this. He sees his buddy out of the corner of his eye get slammed. He turns to you. He says, "Fuck that net." He is going to lash out at you with his knife twice, and then try to bite.
And I'm going to use my reaction to Sentinel. Attack it.
Okay, so is that the one you have to be 5 within? Okay, yeah,
I
you
have
go
to be
ahead. You
5
go ahead and do
within
that.
Of the thing. Yeah.
Yep, I was thinking of the shield one. You're good. Go for it.
Yes, thank the gods. That is a
so-
dirty 20.
Okay, this resolves first. 1 second. The first attack does anyway. So that's a 13 to hit, Ina,
Yes.
with a
that
knife.
hits.
All right. So you take 7 slashing damage, rounded down to 3. All right, what's the damage on yours, Euron?
I dropped my other dice, so let's see.
Y'all stop dropping
Holy
die.
shit.
Holy crap.
That is beautiful. So that's 9 on the brute.
All right, he he draws blood from Ina, and all of a sudden Ina, you see him buck. He turns around and slashes out at Euron now, and that is a 7. No, it's a natural one. Doesn't matter. I don't know why I said that. And then a 18 biting at you, Euron.
That 18 is exactly my AC, so that hits.
All right, so that is going to be 8 piercing damage as he leans over and slams his teeth into your shoulder blade. That's it for the brute's turn. You're up.
Right, I'm gonna turn back to number 7, and again, I'm going to try and I'm going to try and hit number 7 once more.
Go for it.
So we can get it to die. Nope, that's a nat 1.
All right. The bite is burning in your shoulder. You swing out with your sword, but you lose strength at the last moment. It falls ineffective. Anything else, Euron?
No, that's it. I'm just bloody and very angry.
All right. Troglodyte 7 is seeing blood. He's going to keep lashing out at Euron. That is an 11 to hit with his first claw attack. And then a 6 to hit with second claw attack. And he snaps down at you with 18 to bite at you. And that's going to be another 5 piercing damage as he clamps onto your leg, holding onto it with his claws. Syaanis, you're up. What are you going to do? You're muted, buddy.
Just gonna walk over and stab the shit out of Trog 5.
What are you called the kill? Why don't you go help the ladies? I got this.
Sure about that?
I can kill to go. You hear
Okay.
the screaming?
Turn around, go towards the hall, stand right there next to Ina, and I'm gonna yeah, just gonna make my way around Ina and then like lash out at the brute.
Okay, go for it.
And that's a 24.
That's a hit.
8, 13, 19 damage.
19 damage. You see the shadowy movement off to your side, Ina. Syaanis rips around. Spear comes in sideways, impales the brute into his side. He rips it out. You see this big open wound in his right side as he's staring down at you. He turns to face Syaanis, clutching his side. He's in a lot of pain. He's still up. Anything else?
Then I'm just gonna use my bonus action to disengage.
Okay. You used up all your movement.
Ah.
So you can take a dodge action, I think, right? Probably better.
Yeah.
Okay, you got it. Dodge. All right, Lycus, you're up. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna look at these two. I'm just gonna wait.
Okay. Lycus soaking in the vibes.
Soaking in the vibe. Well, if they're gonna
I'm-
kill whatever's over there, I'm not waking this bitch up. I'm not waking this shit up. No,
It's
sir.
one, and that's 1 minute, right? Just double checking my
Yes, yeah,
knowledge.
the whole thing is 1 minute. So it's like they're killing
I
whatever's
think you
over
got
there.
3 more rounds, I think.
No, he's good. He's good.
Yeah, no, we're good.
I'm tracking it. But thank you.
As soon as they're done massacring that, we'll kill these two. I'm just making sure nobody wakes them up.
You got it.
You know, I could try to kill him myself, but you know, we'll just wait. I dodged. I prepared to dodge in case I get snuck. How about that?
You are actively defensive. You got it, man.
Actively defending.
All right, Ina, you're up.
I'm going to swing at the brooch.
Constitution
no,
save.
I'm going to do my Constitution save, yeah.
Thank you. Yes. You remembering last time reminded me to remember this time. See how that works? This one's from the brutes. It's actually stronger.
Does a 13 get me out of it?
It would for a normal troglodyte, but the brute's actually a 15. I'm sorry.
Fuck my life.
I'm so sorry.
Damn it. All right. Whatever. Okay, does a 17 hit the brute?
17 hits the brute, yes.
For 9 damage.
9. You just wail out and crush him. And it's just ribcage cracking, nasty smell escaping from his lungs, crumples on the ground. Everything you've seen before.
Okay, then I'm going to move over him. Can I move over him this way? To the troglodyte?
Yeah, you can get over him. That's fine.
Okay. And then
You're like really cramped, but yeah.
That's fine. I don't need a ton of space. Just enough.
Like shot putting the hammer.
A 9. Does a 9 hit him?
A 9 does not.
Okay. Too tight.
Appreciate it, too strong.
Yes, not enough maneuverability. All right, I'm assuming you're done, Ina?
Yes.
Brutes are gone. You're up.
Okay, come on. I'm going to hit him this time. I'm going to hit it this time. No, I'm not. That's a fucking 9.
No dice for you. All right, so you're grappled. You can't move. Any bonus action?
No. I have, shockingly nothing.
Okay. The troglodytes are up.
Wait. Never mind. Bonus action, second wind.
Okay, you got it. That's good. So he is going to lash out twice with his claws at Ina. Let's see, the first one was a 7, Ina. The second one was a 20. The second one hits.
Yep.
That is 5 rounded down, so 2. And then the bite attack is a 22. And that is 3 rounded down, so 1. Piercing. Not doing much at all. And we're just going to say you guys kill him in the next round because there's no point in keeping rolling dice. You guys are just going to massacre him. So he lashes out at Ina. She takes a couple of hits. She returns the Warhammer. Euron returns with a sword. Destroy the shit out of that troglodyte. And Lycus, you're sitting over there with the 2 sleeping ones. Ina, Euron, and Syaanis. As the troglodyte falls to the ground. 1 second. The troglodyte falls to the ground. You notice that the screaming sounds you heard earlier, at some point during this fight, have stopped. The cave around you continues in a downward direction, going deeper into the mountain. The passageway that you passed coming in during the fight, overhead you see a finely crafted stone bridge glancing up in the darkness. You're probably the only one who can see this right now, Euron. On it sits a statue facing to the right of a snarling 2-headed dog planted right in the middle of it. Lycus, you're still back there with the 2 sleeping troglodytes. I just described everything to you guys that you needed to know. Up ahead to your left, Ina and Euron, and Syaanis, you hear the same type of bestial sounds that the troglodytes were making before, except they aren't the cries of battle that you are now used to. It's more of just kind of like chattering, excited chattering. Seems to be coming from that cave directly to your front on the left. Well, so to the south. Right next to you. Alright, so Lycus is back up with the troglodytes. This is what y'all see and hear. What'd y'all like to do?
I call them back over.
I'm just gonna poke my head around the corner and I'm like, we're good out here.
Yeah, come on. Let's regroup. All right, I didn't want to risk, so we can go ahead and kill these two. And I like step back because I don't want to get some nastiness on my boots / hooves.
And then I'm gonna purposefully stab into the one right in front of me, and kind of just like make sure that
Slash
like,
an artery.
make sure it basically like sprays back at like us.
It's almost like your spear loves blood and sucks it all in, and now has a perma stink smell. Mm-hmm.
Careful, boy.
That's easy enough. You guys can kill them quickly and efficiently. They're a match for you. So you execute them?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Warhammer, sword, spear, all at once. They're obviously no longer moving, no longer breathing. The stench now is incredible, doubled by the amount of dead bodies around you. You're all kind of bruised, kind of broken, at least a little bit. What would you like to do?
So, I don't know if you could see it, but out that way, right, there's this little bridge. And there's a statue of one of those, you know, those two-headed things that they were talking about?
Mm-hmm.
The two-headed dogs? There's
Yeah.
a statue of one up there,
Oh,
in
nice.
full-on snarling position. I don't know if it's like it's a statue that somebody carved, or if it's a la basilisk sort of style, or if it's something else.
Wouldn't that be ironic? The two-headed dog we're trying to kill is turned to stone by a basilisk.
That would be wonderful.
Funny.
But also, there's more to the left. Down the hall. Not angry, but they're talking.
Let's get some healing here. Okay, come here, bring it in. Who needs it first? Syaanis, how you looking, buddy?
Got 20 out of 31.
No, I do a cure wounds on Syaanis and on Euron.
27 out of 40.
Let me. Okay, Syaanis gets a 9. And an 11 for Euron.
Much obliged.
I aim to please. Ina, are you good, done?
I could use some healing if you're just handing it out.
Well, that's my last one.
Oh, well, hold on to it then. Keep it in your
Okay.
back pocket.
Yeah, that's what I want to make. Well, yes. Okay. Yeah.
How tattered are your clothes?
Let's not talk about these things in these places. I'm
like
focusing
to-
outward.
Would you like to... Is your modesty compromised? That is my question.
He has no modesty.
Would you like
You
to
don't
borrow
need to.
my... Would you like to borrow my cloak? Thanks.
No, I think I'm just gonna go out natural. Thank you. If we're just gonna be
Studiously
slumming,
looking at a wall.
if we're gonna slum
No.
it with the lizards, let's just win with troglodytes. All right.
I'm
Alright.
throwing you into that lake when we're done.
Best thing I could hope for is a bath.
So we're
Well-
two brave heroes. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Hold on, I think I think Julia was gonna say something.
Are we gonna go kill the ones we heard? They
Cool.
seemed excited. Might as well die on a high note.
Especially because that, you know, the screaming, it stopped.
Right, which is why I don't want to just stand around and talk about clothes.
Yeah, let's go.
Then towards the troglodytes, then.
Alright, so proceeding down this hallway. This first cavern was where you first heard those things from. You see the passage you're in splits open into several other passages a little bit further down. Euron is the one who sees this because y'all don't have a light source right now. It's pitch black around you.
I have my torch. I've been
You have
swinging
your torch.
one-handed this whole time.
Okay, you have your torch. You can see this then, and I apologize.
Guiding
I
light.
remembered that. I remembered that for some reason. Because
Dancing.
the only thing they had disadvantage on was the poison. It's okay.
I like to call them guiding lights. Thank you. Because I put them in front and they guide us.
There you go.
As you like.
So, who's going first and where are you going?
We think it was right where I am, like to my left.
That's where you did hear the voices, and as you
Yes.
approach, you still hear them. Yeah.
Okay. I will hold my torch and walk down the hallway, and like as I walk, I'm just like swinging my warhammer from wall to wall.
Okay. So
Fine,
you're walking
fine,
into that cavern, or you're just
fine.
going?
Oh yeah, like I'm like right, yeah, like I'm walking, and like as I'm traveling that little passage, I am like hitting both walls on either side.
All right. So you instantly see 4 troglodytes with these primitive spears, kind of stabbing at something in a cage off the left-hand wall of the side. As you come in with the light and the noise, they turn to face you with shock around the face, and they go to attack. And just to set the rest of the scene, this is a natural stair descending down a little bit into this cavern in front of you. There's a flickering fire in the middle of it. It seems to be set up with a couple of sticks, and on these large sticks is a partially burned centaur body roasting over the fire.
Oh hell no. Okay.
The prison off to the left-hand side, it seems to be made of like petrified timber, and as they go to rush towards you, you quickly glance through them. You see that they were jabbing at the still body of a centaur in the prison.
Okay.
So they're rushing you. Let's roll for initiative again.
Now, the fun part. Which
And-
centaur is dead?
Let me see something. Alright. You also hear from deeper in the cave the deeper growl. You can't see them from your current position, but you hear the deeper growl of battle of 2 of those brutes. Because their stealth roll sucked. Alright. So. Flip page. And we are going to fight one more time tonight. Alright, so 20 to 25. I'm sorry, yeah, 20 to 25. Anybody? Nope. 15 to 20.
19.
19. Alright. Anybody else? 10 to 15?
12.
12.
13.
What's your dex modifier, Legus?
It's gonna be a 3.
3.
Just trying to figure out why Euron is holding up 3 fingers.
That's what
she
she
Should roll
rolled.
for initiative.
Right, but I was like, that is my dex. Are you staring at my character?
No,
Alright.
that's
Do you
just
have
lucky.
do you have moi pulled up on your D&D Beyond?
You got me.
Oh.
Alright, so Syaanis, you see Ina cling cling walking this hallway. You hear the shouts and the patter of leathery footprints on the ground. What are you gonna do?
Alright, first off, do I see anything else in the hall?
No, you do not.
Do I hear where those brutes were?
You hear all these sounds echoing out of the cave that Ina just went into. That's fair to say. They're close
Okay.
by.
So they're all just like in that one?
Seem to be.
Okay. So if I go behind Ina, I can like fully see everything in there, yeah? Because not only is there a fire,
It's well lit, yeah. You can. There's no darkness or anything. Now, what you can see depends on where you're at in the hallway, obviously, and where they're at.
Alright. So if I'm standing
this
right
guy would
behind
have been
Ina,
like right there.
I'm standing right behind Ina. I can at least see one of the brutes.
Yeah, we'll call that. Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and toss my spear at that one brute that I can see. Brute number 2.
Before. It's going to be half cover because of Ina.
Okay.
So -2.
Alright, so that's 18.
18 hits.
And that's 12 damage.
12 damage. Alright. Grimstalker flies out, just narrowly missing Ina, slams into him, kind of curves itself around, kicks off the wall, comes right back at you, into your hand. Anything else?
Guys, more in here.
Alright.
And then I'm just gonna like step back just a little bit.
Alright. Troglodytes are up. I can't do much of anything. Well, shit. Alright, Ina. We're gonna fight for a passage here. First, he's gonna come toward you. He's crawling on the ground, all fours, changing colors as he goes. He leaps out at you with his claw attack at your chest. 22 to hit.
Yep.
And that is 3 slashing damage. And then a 13 to hit.
Yep.
Another 3 slashing damage. And then a 7 with the bite attack. So, tears into your flesh. He goes to bite. You take the warhammer, slam into his mouth, and push him back at you, away from you. Other troglodytes are just kind of like, they're in the room, they're pacing around, they're champing at the bit. Lycus, you're up. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna run over and try to save my lass. I see the big ugly brute one in the back.
Yep.
And I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers
Okay.
at him. Oh, actually, no, let me take that back. I'm sorry. What kind of armor is he wearing?
They don't seem to be wearing any armor.
Son of a bitch. Alright, I'm casting Dissonant Whispers at him then.
Okay.
So let's see, whisper. So you start to hear Lina would start to hear some deep, dark, like just really uncharacteristic words of power come out of my mouth, and I need a Wisdom saving throw, DC 13, from your boy.
He fails.
Okay, so he's going to take 4d6 damage.
Cool.
Because I don't have a level 1 spell slot. That's gonna be 10, 18.
18? Alright.
Psychic damage, and he's going to immediately use his reaction, if available, to move as far away from me as humanly possible. But obviously he can't, he's all the way back there. But yeah,
good.
I'm just gonna sink it right into his brain.
It is extremely effective. He takes a knife and he brings it up to his head and he's kind of just racking back and thrashing about wildly. He bounces off the wall, trips over his own feet and falls into the fire and flares up. Toasty. All right. Anything else?
God,
I'm gonna like shake my head. Well, y'all didn't see that. Only she saw that. I'm gonna shake my head a little bit and be like, "Go get him, guys!" And then move down just a little bit below, out of their way.
All right.
I'm gonna watch this side. My job here is done.
All right. The brute, seeing this, his buddy now roasting, kind of retreats as far as he can behind the wall. You see him glaring. Not doing anything else right now. I know. What are you gonna do?
I am going to swing at Troglodyte 1 in front of me.
Constitution save.
Oh shit, yeah. Okay.
Just get that 13 again.
14.
There you go. All right. You finally overcome that disgusting feeling in your stomach. You're immune for an hour.
Woo! Alrighty. Alright. Let me hit this bitch now.
That's what he said.
What?
Oh my god, I'm on mic.
I am going to let out a primal scream. In real life and for Ina.
Method acting.
See her just like disappear from her spot, jump over into Lyca's spot, bring the shit out of him.
Where did Julia get a warhammer from?
Don't worry about it. You don't need to know.
For 14, does 14 hit the guy in front of me?
Yes, 14 hits.
So 11 points damage.
All right. You slam him into a wall. His hands are kind of caught behind it. His claws, he pushes out. He grips his chest. He's still up though.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. No, never mind. I used my bonus action already. Go ahead.
Okay, and you did add your rage damage, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right. Euron, you're up.
I don't think there's any room for me left in that hallway. But, so I will move up right next to Ina.
Okay.
And, back up. And just be ready for, because whenever she moves out of that little passage, I'm gonna run in.
Yeah, Ina's pissed about some centaurs, so this is Ina's show. All right, so you're good, Euron?
Yeah.
All right, Syaanis, you're
Protection
up.
is at the ready.
You got it.
Alright, so from where I am, I can only see Trogs 1 and 2. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my spear at 2.
Go for it. Half cover.
Yep. And that's 16.
16's a hit.
Yep. And that's 11 damage.
11 damage. Grimstalker flies through the air, slams through his shoulder, comes out the other side, spraying blood on the troglodyte behind him, whips around the fire. You see the shadow casting against the wall as it flies back out of the room past Ina and the troglodyte into your hand. Okay. Anything else?
Nope. Just getting ready.
Alright, troglodytes. This one is just not giving a shit, Ina. He is pissed. A 20 to hit with the claw.
Sure.
It's going to be 4 rounded down to 2.
Okay.
7 to hit, misses, and then 8 to hit with the bite, misses.
Too bad.
He is being very, very ineffective. He sees the rage in your face. He sees he's not doing shit to you. He is gonna run, so get your opportunity attack out on him.
Will. I rolled a 20.
Doesn't even matter. You tell me what happens here.
I am just going to. Okay, so I'm gonna like bring my warhammer down so hard that like the pointy piece, the tooth from the prehistoric animal, it will like sever into his spine, and as I bring my warhammer back up, he will like fling off my warhammer to join the brute in the fire.
Flies through the fire. Lights up the room with a vicious flare, and that smell just kind of permeates, now burning even worse.
Oh, it doesn't smell better. It doesn't get better.
Dead as fuck. Alright. The other ones shifting throughout the room. Not much they can do. Alright, well, they're kind of stuck, and they know it. Lycus, you're up. What are you gonna do? Well, Ina? No, that wasn't your turn. That was an opportunity attack. Lycus, you're up.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna turn around. See that for some reason the fight is not over. Take my Lycus still. Kind of peek it in between her and this wall, because I don't want to get myself their target. I'm gonna go for number 4.
Okay.
That's 15 to hit. I'm aiming right for his jugular. Just calling this shot on that blowgun, on that pipe.
Dart flies through, the flames lick it as it passes over, slams into his throat, and penetrates the wall behind him. Slams into the prison on the way down. He's dead.
Hell yeah, that's the way I like my troglodyte.
Anything else, Legus?
No, I think that's it, huh? Sunder in there. Oh no, there's one left. I'll run back.
All right.
My original line of sight, I couldn't see the other one, so I was like, "Oh look, job's done. Oh god, there's another one," and then I like jump back.
All right, you got it, man. I know you're up.
Okay, I'm going to charge this motherfucker.
Okay, go for it. So as you're coming around the corner, you see the other two troglodytes, the brute in the middle. I'll say, because you couldn't see it, you can make it there, but give me a dex save to try and avoid the coals as you're running across that shit.
Okay.
I need to reveal the brute.
Oh, I see. A dex save, you say?
Yeah.
15.
15. All right. You see them coming at the last minute. You're not going to get the angle you thought you would, so you leap over the fire and lash out with your warhammer before you skid to a stop on the other side of the fire. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
15?
15 hits.
And then, because I'm charging, I'm going to take my charge damage.
Yeah, you are.
12 plus 5 plus 2. 19?
Leap over the fire. This giant shadow streaks across the room. The warhammer comes around, slams into him as you're in midair. You kind of carry him along with you and rake him against the wall before he slides across the floor on the other side of the room. He ain't getting back up. Anything else?
Okay, then I'm going to use my Great Weapon Mastery to swipe at the brute.
He turns to face you. Nice coming out.
22.
22's a hit.
For 9.
Alright, 9 damage, you got it. You bring it across the chest. He takes his claws against the wall and scrapes. You see sparks fly as he starts to lash back out at you. It's not his turn, but he is still up. Anything else?
I'm gonna throw my torch into the fire so I can two-hand this bitch now.
Alright, you got it. Alright, Euron, you're up.
Right, I'm gonna run in. So I want to move me, not the map. So I'm gonna get in and look and see Ina's doing marvelous. So I'm gonna turn and look at the unconscious centaur. How bad is he looking? Like verge of death or just out?
The one on the spit?
No, the one in the other.
The one in the prison?
Yes.
Alright, so you have to get a little bit closer to either one of them, and it's going to take your action to do it. Now, you can glance real quick if you want to do it with disadvantage and not use your action. That's fine.
I will. I'll use my action. I need to know if I need to go run up and heal him.
Okay. The prison was petrified wood. Give me a medicine check.
That's my modifier. That's a nat 20.
Nat 20. Alright, so
of all the rolls.
the one lying on the prison, you see he has many scrapes and cuts, mostly small, like they were harassing him and torturing him more than anything. His front leg seems twisted at an unnatural angle. As you stare at him, the fire casting up against the wall behind him, flickering across his face, you see his eyes kind of flutter open for a second, and he locks his eyes with you before they kind of close again.
Okay. That's sort of that. That's all I can do at this point. except maybe I'll just kind of turn my back to him and basically be sort of acting as a guard.
Okay, you got it.
For the meantime, since I can't do things.
Too easy. Syaanis, you're up.
Alright, so I'm just gonna step forward in. And I'm gonna toss it towards the brute.
Okay. The other troglodyte's in the way, so he'd have half cover if you want to do that.
Alright, question.
Yep.
If somehow I miss the brute, would I hit this other trog?
No, it's not. Doesn't work like that.
Okay, never mind.
Sorry.
No, we're good.
There's some variant rules for that, but things get way more complicated, and we're
I
just
get
not doing that. Yeah.
I got you. And that's a 17.
17's a hit.
Yep. 7, 12, 17.
All right. So you see the troglodyte as he scratches nails against the wall, causing the sparks to fly out at you, Ina. The Grim Stalker comes streaking through the back of his head, separating in the middle. It flies past you against the wall, comes back around, flying behind Euron. Syaanis grabs it and gives a little grin as the brute stumbles on the ground right in front of you.
Nice.
Anything else, Syaanis?
That'll be it.
All right. Troglodyte is like, fuck no.
Jumps into the fire.
He is going to try and get 3 glancing blows on you, Syaanis, as he tries to get the fuck out of here. 9, nope. 20 for the first claw. That is a 5 slashing damage, and then 11 with the bite.
Alright, so I only took the 5 damage.
Okay, so he gets down on all fours, scurries past you, slashing out at you to try and get headway. He is, well, I mean, he can't get past you anyway, so he thought he was going to, but he can't. So he gets toe-to-toe with you, slashing out, trying to find a way out. The fire behind him. He's trapped and he knows it. Lycus, you're up. What are you going to do?
Don't worry, y'all. I got this.
Sniper shots.
Sniper shots. Going for it. Let's see.
Enemy spotted.
And I think I'm feeling quite lucky today.
Oh,
No,
big shot, right?
No, naturally lucky. That's a 17.
All right. Dart flies out. He slashes out at Syaanis. It catches him mid-stroke. It hits him above his shoulder. He spins around, falls into the fire, rolls around, burn embers going everywhere. He clambers up, falls down in front of both of you, and Euron and Syaanis just there.
Nicely done.
Kill shot. All right, so looking around, you see
What if you said that was just me?
did we lagged out a little bit? Yeah,
You're
we did.
good now.
Huh?
You're good. You're back.
Yeah, lagged out a little bit. Look around real quick. No more immediate threats. The centaur in the prison, you did see his eyes flutter open for at least a moment, Euron. As you're standing there, Ina, wipe a little bit of blood off your warhammer and gauge the situation. You hear a slight, painful moan escape from the lips of the centaur over the fire.
Get him off. Get him off. Get him off.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take him off the fire.
Okay. Thinking quick, you look around, take the warhammer, slam it into a leg, make sure to push it in the direction of Euron away from the fire. He tumbles to the ground. He is bound tightly to this rope. A lot of his body is burned. He seems to be breathing. You hear a slight as he rolls to the ground.
Euron just gets his sword, quickly slices the rope, and instantly just starts getting out her healer's kit and just goes, "The one in the cage is still alive too."
Okay.
And just,
While she is tending to him, I'm gonna call Lycus to come check on this one. That's in the cage.
Yeah, I check on the one in the cage.
All right. The cage, you see some heavy like hemp bindings around it in many places. You could probably cut through pretty easily. There doesn't appear to be a lock or anything on it.
Okay.
What did you roll for the one that was over the fire?
Just confirming, because it says a D6 plus 4 plus character level. My character level or his?
I just use yours for this.
Alright, then that's 12.
Okay, got it. You stabilize him pretty successfully, putting some ointment on the burns and staunching the blood flow and kind of wake him up a little bit. He's in and out of it. The one in the cage, he is kind of in and out of consciousness a little bit. He doesn't seem nearly as bad off as the one that was over the fire, Lycus. You recognize him, only because I'm assuming Ina hasn't gotten a very close look at it. You recognize him, despite the fact that he's kind of bloody and bruised, as one of the centaur that was over on the other side of the river at the Anora sacrifice. I think it's fair to say you know that Ina's been looking for her husband, so maybe you can put that together, maybe not, it's up to you.
Yeah. She's gonna. Yeah. Can I heal these guys?
If you have the means.
Yeah, I have the means.
You have the healer. You have the healer's kit.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna try to do the healer's kit. I'm gonna call her over though. While I'm doing this, be like, Ina, you recognize this? And I'm gonna try to do my healer's kit.
Okay, so I look at him.
Oh, you recognize him.
Oh, great. Okay. Is he unconscious right now?
He's not lucid. He's kind of like on that verge of unconsciousness.
Okay. Lycus, do what you can for him.
All right. That's what I want a confirmation on. So yeah, I'll heal him. What's the healer's kit again? 1d6.
1d6 plus 4 plus just use your character level of 4.
Yeah. 8.
Okay. Lycus goes to work on him after a minute or two. He kind of stints up his leg a little bit, gets the worst of the bleeding done. He smashes some herbs in his hands and holds it up near.
Sorry, it'd be 12. I didn't realize it was 4 plus 4.
That's fine. 12's good. 12's even better. Smashes some herbs in his hand underneath Zul's face, and you see Zul's eyes kind of like open and like rock back in his head as he surges to consciousness. He glances around, trying to take in the scene around him, the fire and the darkness. His eyes catch yours, Lycus, and he looks confused and shocked for a moment. And he slowly wrenches his head around. He sees Ina standing over him. He looks up at you, Ina. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. So, because it is 10:45, that's a good stopping point, and we're going to play again on Friday. So, all right.
With an extra hour, I might add.
With an extra hour, yes, extended schedule. Everybody, I hope you all had a good night. Let me stop the Sirenscape thing. I hope you all had a good time with some troglodyte fights and our heroes doing some dirty work. Let's see. Don't forget Friday night, like was already mentioned, 8 p.m. Central Time to 12 a.m. Central Time. That's our new schedule going forward. Once again, if you enjoy yourself, which I hope you do, otherwise you probably wouldn't be here, right? If you enjoy yourself, please bring your friends. Let's have some fun with them too. Spread the word. It's great fun hanging out with all of you and sharing our stories with you. And aside from visiting our partners and checking out our websites and being active in Discord, all that good stuff, just keep being you, keep being awesome. We love you all. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay happy, keep role playing, and we'll see y'all in Discord. All right.